Hey folks, welcome back to Mark Kelly Farm. We're going to do another cabbage recipe for you because we got one more head of cabbage that we need to take care of. We're going to make cabbage soup. And look who we have to help. We got Ramona.
With my John Deere hat.
Yep, you got it, girl. So you ready to make this soup?
Yeah.
All right, Ramona. We've got 2 tablespoons of olive oil in our pot. We've got the fire on underneath it, so be careful around the pot. We need to put our carrots, onions, and celery in there. You want to go ahead and dump it in?
Yeah.
We have 2 carrots chopped, 1 onion chopped, and 1 rib of celery in there. So we're going to saute this for a little bit till everything gets nice and tender. It's going to take several minutes, probably 5. So we're going to put some salt and pepper in here real quick. So we're going to put about 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt in our pan. That's 2 good pinches of mine. And then we're going to add a little bit of black pepper, probably 2-3 grinds worth. And then Ramona's going to stir this up.
I can't even see.
Can't even see it? Are you too short?
Yes.
You can get a little closer. Just don't get all the way up on the pot. Alright, we're going to let this simmer till it all tender up. As far as the heat goes in the pan, it depends on the size of your burner. If you've got small burners like we used to have, you'd obviously want this on high. But the burners on our new stove here are so large here in the front, I can cook this on low, and it's like cooking on high on our old one. So you can hear it right now probably, and you can see that it's frying just fine, or sauteing just fine. Alright, our vegetables are starting to get soft. Ramona, you ready to get the rest of this stuff in?
Yeah.
Let's start with the garlic. We have about 4 cloves worth of kind of minced garlic. So let's go ahead and dump that in the pan. You can just rake it out with your fingers if you want. Make sure it all goes in there. And then once you're done, we're going to give that a quick stir to get that garlic warmed up. Now we didn't put the garlic in early because we didn't want it to burn. Alright, let's go ahead and mix that up. Give it a quick stir. Alright, you can see how the stuff is starting to brown a little bit on the bottom of the pan. That's flavor. So now we're going to deglaze this pan. And the garlic, as soon as you start smelling the garlic, you're good to go. So what I want you to grab now, Ramona, is our chicken stock. Right there in this first jar. You're going to use 2 hands. And then you kind of barely pour it over the edge of the pot because I don't want you to get your hands up over the pot. Go ahead and dump the whole thing in. I don't want you to get any steam coming out of that pot. Dump it all in there. There you go. You can put that in the sink now. So that cold stock is going to deglaze the bottom of this pan, get all them good little brown bits up. You can see it's already turning a little deeper brown.
That looks really good.
Yeah.
Can't wait to have it.
Now, if you were a vegetarian, you could obviously use vegetable broth, but we like using our good, I think that was turkey broth we just dumped in there, but that's all right too. So now we want to dump in our tomatoes. Should be 4 cups or a quart of tomatoes. That was a quart of stock that we poured in there.
It smells like
And dump the whole thing in there. Just flop it all in. Oops, splashing a little bit, huh? All right, you can go ahead and throw that in the sink. We're going to be bringing all this stuff up to a simmer. Now we can dump our vinegar in. We've got 2 tablespoons of just white vinegar. And dump that all in there. There you go. You can throw that in the sink. We've got an empty dishwasher. We're going to put all that in here in a second. All right, Ramona, let's go with the potatoes.
Just about to pick them up.
Yeah. Yeah, don't touch that pot. That's good. Let's give that a little stir. Now let's go with the white beans. Just dump that whole thing in there. Kind of beat it on the side of the pot there. There you go. You throw that in the sink. Now I think I'm going to do the cabbage for you. That was just 1 can of white beans that we put in there. We drain and we rinse the beans. Alright. So I'm going to do the cabbage, alright?
Okay.
Alright, we got all of our cabbage in. That was like a small head of cabbage, comes out to about 9 cups. That was an 8-quart cup, measuring cup that I had it in, so all the way up to the top's about 9 cups, a little heaped over. Now, that pretty much filled the pot, but as this starts to simmer, that cabbage is going to break down and go down into the pot, into the liquid. And then we'll add our final ingredient, which is what, Ramona?
Wine.
Thyme.
Thyme.
Thyme. It's dry thyme. It's a herb. Smell it. Smells really earthy, huh? It gives a real good flavor to any soup. So you can go ahead and leave that on the counter. We'll need it here in a minute. So we'll be back when this cooks down a little bit. So once our pot comes back up to a simmer, we'll adjust our fire back down to low. I jacked it up to medium just to get things going. And then we're going to simmer this for about 20 or 30 minutes till all that's broken down. We'll be good to go. Our cabbage has started wilting down. We're not quite up to a simmer yet. So I think, Ramona, we can go ahead and put our last ingredient in. It's 1 full teaspoon of thyme. Go ahead and dump her in there. I just measured it into the lid of our container. So go ahead and give that a stir in.
This looks really good.
Yeah, it's going to be yummy. Alright, I think that's good. So go ahead and tap your thing on the side there. There you go. So we're going to put the lid on this thing, and then I'm actually going to shove it back here on this smaller burner on low, because low on this front burner is too high. It's going to bubble too much. So we'll put it back there, and again we're going to simmer this for about 30 minutes. Now when Kelly comes home, I'm going to be in big trouble because I had to re-season the underneath side on this lip, on this enamel Dutch oven that we had, because on the lip, and I don't know why they did it, they put 3 little nubs on the lid to hold it up off the top of the Dutch oven. Well, that allowed too much liquid to escape, and unlike this Dutch oven where the lid fits nice and snug, I was losing too much moisture. So I took it out in the shop and I've got rid of those nubs. Well, every time I would wash this, it would rust where that bare metal was. So what I had to do is I had to re-season these nubs. So I put animal fat on there, just some tallow, some lard, and then I put it to season in the oven for 450 degrees for an hour. Well, apparently I had lard on my hands and all that. You can even see where it got on here. And when I touched the top of the lid, it got splattered on there, and it discolored the top of the Dutch oven. So I scrubbed and scrubbed, but that stuff's not coming off. I'm going to have to find something to take that off because she's not going to like this a bit. But we're simmering. It smells amazing in here. We're going to put the lid on our Dutch oven and let her go. I got to retrieve some potatoes down there. Now, if you wanted to use fresh thyme in the pot, that would obviously be just fine. But remember, if you're going to use any fresh herb, you need to use 2/3 more. So we put a teaspoon of dry thyme in there. So if you're using fresh thyme, you would need 3 teaspoons in there. And that goes with any dried herb. Dried herbs, say it calls for fresh herbs and you have dry, and it called for a tablespoon of something, you would need to go down to a teaspoon if you were using the dry. Because there's 3 teaspoons in a tablespoon, but you already knew that, right? Alright, this stuff has been simmering for 30 minutes. What's it look like, Ramona? What do you think?
Ooh, it looks really good now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So we're going to taste it for final seasoning. We might need to add a little salt and pepper if it needs some. But we'll figure that out. Now it's just a matter of waiting for Gigi to get home. And then we'll serve this stuff up, huh? Can't wait to try it.
Yeah.
Now, if you're one of those people that just got to have meat and everything, it's a really simple addition. Right before you cook the vegetable, just cook your meat, whether it be hamburger or bacon or whatever you want in it. Anything would be a good addition to it. Doesn't hurt nothing. As usual, make this recipe your own. If you want to add something or take something out, just do it. All right, it's dinner time. Finish our soup off. Ramona's going to put a little sprinkle of parsley on top of her soup to finish it off. There you go. They look pretty?
Yeah.
All right, let's go dig in. All right, the moment of truth. Let's see what you think about our cabbage soup. Make sure it's not too hot to eat. What do you think?
1 out of 10, 100.
1 out of 10, 100.
Time
Nice.
to try it with a cracker.
You gonna do some crackers?
Yeah.
That sounds yummy. I don't know, folks. You think she's a little biased? I think there's a little involved in there. Got some crackers and a little splash of hot sauce in mine. Let's give that a try. That's really good. Get that little bit of tang from that vinegar that we put in there. The vegetables are nice and soft. And the soup tastes really hearty because of that thyme that we put in there. Super good. Would be really good on a nice cool night, but not bad on a nice summer night either. So, Rona, good recipe we did. Yeah. All right. Till next time, stay safe, stay healthy. We love you guys. We hope you enjoy this recipe. We'll see you on the next one.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.